Hi, I'm Knut. I'm a developer advocate at Sanity.io, and in this video I will show you how to create initial value for a new document using APIs. And the API I will be using in this video is the client that comes with the studio, and we will use that to get the initial value from other documents within your dataset. So here we are in the portfolio studio that you can deploy from sanity.io/create. And this is zoomed in 200% just to make it easier for you to see what happens. In this portfolio, we have a bunch of projects. And if we look into these projects, we have a members array. And in this array, we have an object with a reference to a person. And we have some roles. And let's say that we wanted to have this filled out when we created a new project, just because the same people tend to be on the projects in your agency or whatever. What we can do is actually to query the back end for whatever people there are in this portfolio. So here we have the people documents that are referenced from the members array. So when you work with initial values, it can be useful to look at the existing data structure. So if you go to this menu and click inspect, you have this JSON Explorer, and we can drill down to the members array to have a look at the data structure. So here it is. So we have a key, and this key is put in by the studio in order to make the real-time collaboration features a bit easier to do, because it's easier to target this unique ID than to target an array position, because that can change all the time. And we have the types, and we have this reference, and this reference is the ID for the person document that we just looked at, and of course the roles. So now we will take this structure and we will translate that into a query, a grok query. So let's go into the code. First we have to have something that lets us query the dataset. And the studio comes with a built-in configured client, so we can import that. And here we use this part thing, sanity base client, and this part thing tells the studio that it should use like the configured client and not just the node package. Since this client will return a promise, we have to make this async, and the way to do that is to put async in front of the function parenthesis here, and then we can go in here and type members, because that's the name of the field. So here we have members. And since the client will return a promise, we have to put in await to wait for that to resolve. And then client fetch. And fetch takes a grok query. And a neat trick if you are in VS Code and have the Sanity extension installed is that you can put in a comment and write grok, and now you will get syntax highlighting for the query. So the document type that we want to query is person, and then we have to project the correct data structure. And now we will go into this and just copy this over. So the type is project member, and remember the quotation marks here, grok needs those. And we have person, there's the object, and we have the ref. And the ref should be the ID of the document that we want to reference. So that will be ID without any quotation marks, because this is the field that we want. And then type, reference. And that should be it. And let's see what happens if we try to create a new project. So project, and yeah, here we have the two person documents that we saw earlier. And none of the roles are filled out, but the reference is in place. So you can go on and refine this query, of course. If you for some reason knew that you only wanted a person with another name, you could kind of like filter it down even further. So name match another, and then we will just have the one. So that's how you use promises and an API to get initial value for a document. Now we just use the client in the studio to reference or to get initial value from other documents, but this could also be an external API, of course. So in the next video, I will show you how to use an external API to get an initial value. So thanks for watching. I've been Knut, and I'll see you in cyberspace.